Hello, Oliver here, bringing you guys the Aura Prism list that I brought to Road Nationals on Sunday. The result was first place, and I have a tournament report that I can link in the description. Um, it's a Luminars Aura-based Prism, so obviously you guys are going to have different results based on the local meta. Um, I only played Prism because I've played against everyone in my area a bit, so I know what to expect, and I knew how the deck was going to perform. So take take this um, take the deck list with that in mind if you want to bring it to any of your road nationals. It only performed so well because I knew the people. And I knew what the people were going to play, and I knew there's going to be a lot of Bravos, there's going to be a lot of Dorinthias. The Boltons and the Agakatsus were out of town, so didn't really expect them, but still pulled through against the Bolton deck at least. I didn't actually play against the Agakatsu. And also no chains. So don't put me on a pedestal just because I won the Road to Nationals. It's because I knew what was in my meta and I played around it. So yeah, I'm not gonna go over like what the equipment does. I just gonna go over why I chose it. I like Luminars over Iris Reality because this thing is um, based on how many auras I have in the field. That's how wide I can go. With the Iris of Reality, which I do not have in my deck. I just have one right here. Iris of Reality. I don't use this because it's limited by the amount of resources I have in my hand. I can do much bigger threats by going super wide rather than um, swinging for 4 every time. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I went for Luminars. It did take me a bit to get a good ratio of blues to yellows because I do want to have the Luminars to give go again, but I also want to play my auras using Vestige just fine. Um, Also, so I can play Arclight Sentinel from hand without any issues with the least number of cards possible, which is 2. All right, so that is the weapon. Halo of Illumination. I run this mostly because I have the on-demand put into soul shenanigans. This really helps for Tome of Divinity when I really want to go and pop off. I try to line up as many Tome of Divinities as I can, usually 2, and then maybe I'll draw into the 3rd one. But yeah, I usually always save the Halo Illumination for the Tome of Divinity, and it's a big tempo swing in my favor. Next is Vestiges of Soul. Vestiges of Soul is what makes the deck tick. When something's entered your soul, you can pitch a blue card for an aura, for a 4-cost aura, and yeah, it just synergizes super well with Tome of Divinity, Merciful Retribution, Genesis, Soul Shield, all etc. etc. Yeah, that's why it's there. Next one is Ironhide Gauntlet. I don't need Dream Movers because I don't really throw out any heralds and expect them to block it. But Ironhide Gauntlet is just for more defense. It's also really good against like what is it? Crippling Crush. I pitch a blue, use these, and then Soul Shield. That's 8, so it blocks the crush effect. It also helps against Reinar, where you can pay into these, and you have a Soul Shield and Arsenal, so the 2 floating will be there for when your hand gets intimidated. Yeah, so that's another way to use them, and it's just good. And also, you can use them in place of Phantasm Footsteps if you are too scared of the Phantasm Footsteps to actually use them. Yeah, I'm always pitching like a blue and a yellow. So for aura, so I always usually have like one floating, either for Phantasm Footsteps or for Ironhide Gauntlets. And finally, Phantasm Footsteps, Illusionist legs that are legendary. They're very good. They block for 1 whenever they want to close a chain. So like against Pistol Dash, every time they want to attack with a pistol, you can always just go back and use your Phantasm Footsteps against chain. They close the chain a little bit, combat chain every once in a while, so you can always just throw these out. Um, what else? Oh yeah. So there are times when you want to attack with the herald, and this is a good backup for when the herald gets popped. You want to throw the herald out to start that combat chain. Otherwise, your stuff won't get go again from Luminars. If maybe if you have like nothing in your soul and you just want to put a little bit of pressure on, then that's where the footsteps comes in handy as backup just in case stuff gets destroyed. All right. So the deck list has a core deck list of 51 cards, 21 blues, 30 yellows. The blues are very simple. It's just all the heralds. All the heralds. All the heralds that are blue. And then 3 illuminates. I don't run Rising Solar Tide because that requires you to pitch something before you actually play it. Illuminate, you can just play it off of 0 card hand, or 1 card hand, sorry. Yeah. These are very good fodder for Genesis. And you'll make that shield and draw your card because they're all light illusionist, except for like Illuminate, but that's fine. And 30 yellows. So I had the soul shields, good for filling up soul. Tone of Divinities, super good for getting momentum, drawing cards. Celestial Cataclysm, I do actually play these sometimes, but they're also good at popping phantasms. I try to not go 2-0 soul. You always want to have something to pitch into, and Prism is a good one for Luminars. So try to conserve your soul, not for Celestial Cataclysm, but for the go against, essentially. 3 hero editions. They're there because if you're going to be pitching to the bottom all the time, when you finally decide to play it, then it's more likely to go through once they've exhausted all their armor. Herald Triumphs for less likely for stuff to get popped. And auras. All right. So let's start with the auras. Oops. 3 Parable Familiarities. I've run 3 of every aura. Let's just start with that. Parable of Humility. Pretty MVP. Low key MVP at least. People don't expect this to be that great, so they don't attack into it immediately. But against those classes that go super wide, like Ninja, maybe Chain, sometimes maybe even Boost Dash, and Bolton. Yeah, it just gains you incremental life because it just reduces all their attacks by 1. This really helps in the game plan. I play it 3 because it helps in the game plan where I just want to play auras and have them stick, so I can start to accrue value from them. It also really helps against Bolton, where the -1 prevents them from actually allowing them to use Bolton's ability, and because it needs to go over their base, and it really actually helps against getting your phantasms popped. So if you guys read the tournament report in that finals game, Parable of Humility really pulled through, and yeah, people always ask me why I play it. I play it because it's a good card. People don't see like the immediate value out of it, but it's something that requires a little bit more turns for you to actually realize how good it is. 3 Ultra Rats. These are good. They just act as extra damage and really helps with like synergize with the arcane damage and all that stuff. So when you want to go wide, you really want those to be there. Merciful Retribution puts stuff in the soul and gets you some chip damage. Putting stuff in the soul is very important, and you really want to time those with other auras, but also with Tome of Divinities and all that stuff. But yeah, Genesis, run 3 Genesis. These will never last for more than 1 turn. Yeah, it just fills your soul, makes a shield, and it gives your opponent something to worry about. Then finally, Arclight Sentinel. Learning how to play these is probably one of the hardest things to do about the deck, and one of the things you should learn how to as soon as possible. Trying to find the right timings on when to play it is very important. So when you're playing against a Brawl, you have like all your aura, you have a bunch of auras set up. You have like maybe like a Genesis ready, and you want to protect it. If like a Surge pops at the beginning of their turn, you can play the Arclight Sentinel. If they make a Surge token, you play Arclight Sentinel. If they dominate something, and you want to protect all your shields, Arclight Sentinel. Yeah, against like Warrior, it prevents them from. You can play in reaction to their non-attack actions, and maybe you can get some counters off of the Dawnblade. Against Bolton, they play via the Vanguard. You play the Arclight Sentinel, so they don't. It just stops their turn. So yeah, just a good card to learn how to play. There are like some really small edge cases where it really shines. So in the tournament report, I identified a spot in the game against the Bolton where he was going to play it, an attack action, but instead of playing it first, he took his resources off of Tunic first. And since that's an activated ability that puts a thing on the stack, and in response to him removing the counters, I just played the Arclight Sentinel, and that shut down his turn. So yeah, you just need to find those little just little windows where you can actually play it safely, and it'll be fine. Also, like against Chain, you want to do it in response to all their Seeds of Agonies. So when they try to attack, the Seeds of Agonies don't trigger because it's when you attack trigger and all that stuff. So yeah, that's all these auras I really like. The comparable of Melody. So yeah, tournament report will go into detail about the matches. So if you want to read that, I'll put that in the description. Then let's go into the sideboard. Probably like a very simple sideboard in my opinion. Since I run 51 cards, all I do is I take 9 cards and I put it in the deck. So I have Prismatic Shields, I have 3 Sink Belows, 3 Raging Onslaughts, 3 Impenetrable Blaze, 3 Glistens, 3 Potions, and 3 Tome Finals. Sink Blows is for defensive matchups. This potion package is for when I want to gain life, and I can afford to be slow. This Glisten is and Prismatic Shield is usually when I want to split my threats. So against like Bravo, I want to build up some shields and I want to glisten some of them since they can't really separate their attacks that well. That will let me split my threats and help take them down. Impenetrable Belief, that's against Chain. That's defensive, but also blues that you can pitch with a Vestige. And then Raging Onslaughts are yellows. They block for 3. They pop Phantasm. I try to choose a sideboard that lets me hit like at least. So I have 21 blues in the deck. I like to have around 24. You can get away with like 22, but 24 is where I try to go to. So let's say I'm playing against Bolton or Drinthia. I choose 3 Sink Belows, 3 Tome Finals for life gain, and then 3 potions. That hits 24 blues, life gain, defense. Against Bravo, I play a Tome Finals. I don't take the Energy Potion. I don't take those. I take Prismatic Shields and I take Glistens. I try to keep as close to 60 as possible because you really want to be drawing into your auras consistently. I found like even 63 cards makes it a little bit weird and inconsistent for me. So I try to keep it as close to 60 as possible. This is actually 10 cards. This brings you to 61. But I found that it has worked the best for me. So Glistens, 2 Prismatic Shields, 2 Tome Finals, 2 times Night Potions. I play Tome Finals because I can afford to go slow. They're going to attack into my aura, and Tome Finals allows me to draw more cards, gain more life. So yeah, the Glistens I already said before, it lets you split your threats. Prismatic Shields, they're going to be attacking your aura or your face. Sometimes both, but very rarely. Times Night Potions for the Tome Finals. And this brings me to 23 blues. Whenever I choose a sideboard, I try to not have more than 3 reds. Because drawing more than 2 reds completely kills your hand. Yeah, so I try not to have more than 3 reds. Let's say you want to play against Chain. I don't like Tome Final because it's too slow. I like to have cards that I can use immediately from hand. So let's take these 3 Impenetrable Beliefs, 3 Raging Onslaughts, and these 3 Sink Belows. 9 cards. Can all be used as defense. Very good. And let's say I want to play against Rhinar. Rhinar is actually the same thing as Bolton and Dorinthia. I did try Prismatic Shields for a bit, but I was not a big fan. Yep. So Sink Blows for barraging turns, barraging beatdown turns. Tome Finals is for life gain because they can get pretty aggressive, and the potions to go with the Tome Finals. Let's say I want to play against OTK Viserai. You know that they can attack into your auras with just a weapon, and that will prevent their rune chance from popping. And since they want to be building up rune chance, your special shields are going to be surviving. So I was thinking of playing. I did actually play test against my friend who was trying out the deck. So Prismatic Shields, Glistens. Do not run Tunnel Finals because they're going to be running Reaping Blades. And then Impenetrable Belief. Let's see. There's 8 cards. I need one more. Energy Potion. Done. Sideboard. Complete. Yeah. Glistens. You can glisten a special shield. They're not going to. The only way they're going to be popping it is if they pop their rune chance. Prismatic Shields to build up shields faster. There was oh yeah, the OTK Vizrai from Josh Gardner. I had the opportunity to lose them. It was very nice. I was playing Katsu, so that was the first time I saw it in action, and he totally deserved to win that tournament. He played super fine, super well, and yeah, it's very good showing of Vizrai, and I applaud him for that. Okay, let's play against Katsu. Let's say we want to play against Katsu. We have the Sink Belows. We got the Raging Onslaughts for the 3 blocks, and we have Impenetrable Beliefs for the blues, and 1 Energy Potion. They're going to be threatening your hand, so sitting down an Energy Potion to save for later really helps. Put down like an Aura or something. Yeah. This is 9 cards. And the Sink Blows is for the on-hit effects. Raging Onslaughts is for 3 blocks. Impenetrable Beliefs, they block better than time stamp potions. If you think that they are like control Katsu and you think you can afford to go slower, then you can always feel free to run the Tone Finals. But yeah, this is just like some examples of how it's sideboard. Against Herald Prism, I'm still like debating whether or not I want to run Sink Belows or Prismatic Shields. It's Prismatic Shields lets me go a little bit wide and prevents some damage. But Sink Belows lets me prevent like the on-hit effects more consistently. Glistens lets me threaten more stuff. I don't know. It's a very I need to find a better balance, honestly. But yeah, it's still something I'm working out. Yeah, if you guys want to see how this deck is played, I have a bunch of videos on this channel. Play against some friends, and I have it all recorded. So, is there anything else I want to say? Yeah, if you guys have any questions, just leave it in the comments. I'll try to answer as best I can. I'm not a pro. I just like playing a cardboard. Obviously, the one Command and Conquer. Useless. I don't use it. The 2 null runes that are not gloves, useless. I don't use them, but I put them there just for Kano. I forgot to mention that in the equipments. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck tech. I'll try to respond with any relevant information. And good luck. Bye.